Welcome back to another Mius Front videos, folks. Let's try again. An interesting situation here. We have a lot of troops that are actually dug in, so there's a chance to set up a pretty amazing defense, and I think we're going to attempt it. So I'm going to grab this group right here. I am worried that they're going to go for the bridge, even though the AI is telling us that they're going to go for Fedorovka here, and this is a defensible city for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and start setting up some units here in Fedorovka. I'd prefer to keep these mortars or any machine guns. I'm not sure if these are mortars or machine guns. We'll find out. But sort of behind the actual main group of infantry. So we're really trying to keep enough infantry units in this area to withstand any sort of assault, especially a major assault. Over here, got another group. And for them, I'm going to keep them as reserves in the back of Fedorovka. I will bring some of the tanks up and put them right here on the front lines as well. But as for the rest of the men, I think keeping them back here might be the best move. In fact, we'll move them up a little bit, but we'll still have like sort of a secondary line of defense. And let's just hope that the AI is correct in terms of where the enemy is going to be attacking us from. We've also got these units here that we can use at our leisure. But I think for now, this is it. And you can see this is like a patchwork of trenches. Pretty amazing stuff. We've had some turns to set this up. So let's see what the enemy does here. It's a snowy battle here in this area outside of Kharkov. We've got some guns prepared to defend. We've got plenty of infantry there on the front lines as well, prepared to defend. Let's see what we're going to face, and let's see if we can actually hold out against it. Keep in mind, these battles focus on the initial, essentially the initial offensives by the Soviets to retake lost territory. So it can get pretty brutal out here. And the first thing I'm going to do is with these reinforcing units, I'm going to fast move them into this wooded area. And hopefully they can assist with our defense. It also looks like we got a burning vehicle out here. I'm not sure if one of our guns scored a hit and we didn't see it. But there's something out here. Let's get a look. Oh my goodness. Well, we must have scored something, or maybe just some tires burning as a signal to the Soviets that we have arrived. In fact, that wouldn't make much sense because we're already here in the trenches. Maybe a signal to us that they're going to be attacking. Who knows? Who knows? Whatever the case may be, we better get prepared for a pretty brutal battle. So anyway, folks, I hope you're ready, and as always, we'll return when the combat begins. Okay, guys, first contact, and as I was concerned, the enemy is actually appearing on this side of the bridge. See, the AI was telling us they would attack elsewhere, but that's not the case. So I'm going to actually change the trajectory of these units and send them into the woods here. That really changes things for us, and in some ways makes the battle a little bit more difficult. I'm still going to put the focus of a lot of the guys in these trenches over there to that side of the river, and they should still be able to get some shots, but that's definitely not what I wanted to happen. All right, beautiful. Come on, boys. You can spot them. Good shooting. Still going to be like a turkey shoot here, hopefully. All hands on deck, men. The only thing we can't turn is the tank, because we've got a Mauser set up here, so that turret cannot actually move unless we get out of this area. Get out of the defensive area, and I don't think I want to do that. Nice! Got some mortars dropping in on the enemy. But do I see enemy units on this side of the river? I do, for sure. So they're also advancing here. It looks like our men are already on it, and they've got a perfect view of the enemy out there. Let's get that gun operational, especially since the enemy's approaching there on the left. Get target those guys. I want to make sure they don't even reach our trenches. That would be ideal, guys. This defensive position is pretty strong. But if they've got a nice amount of tanks, they certainly could break through, even with a few human wave attacks. So I like to see how these boys are keeping that unit, or that area, under fire. And hopefully these units arriving up here will also be of great assistance. Be prepared for action, men. I'm even worried about them as they move into position, but we need somebody to defend this area. Just look at the explosion there at the bridge. Takes a team of 4 to properly wield this thing. The SFH-1, somebody can probably identify that for us. Is this an 88? I don't think so. It doesn't look like... No, it's not an 88, but it's a huge weapon. Let's just take a look at the destruction we've caused over here. Pretty nice. Look at all that. All the dead Soviets. An excellent job there. A lot of it done by our riflemen, but some of it done by that beautiful gun. Soviets attacking on this side of the bridge. The second they show their heads above this tiny trajectory here, we absolutely destroy them. And even here, we're destroying them. Even with them trying to hide, they aren't making any headway whatsoever. Let's hope this continues. Artillery is absolutely winning us the battle here, guys. I am very impressed. I still don't see anything advancing that's a threat to us. No massive group of Soviets, nothing like that. No enemy tanks. It seems to be it so far. Let's be careful. That could be trying to actually hit our location. I don't think so, though. I see the explosions happening over here. So that's probably our artillery heading out towards the enemy. They're still trying to cross over here. A bit of a crazy thing to do. Just hold the bridge, boys. The rest of these guys, I want them to do the exact same thing right there, is stay in the woods and hold the bridge. I think the defensives have held very well. I would feel pretty safe if I was a German in this fortified line, to be honest with you. Still a few Russians appearing there on the outskirts of our base, as you can see, but they're being knocked down very easily. But they're getting cocky enough to run right across here. Look at that, guys. A few of them, actually. This could be the beginnings of a sort of mass assault, although I don't think so, because you can see they're running away now. Maybe guys that were on this side of the actual hill and tried to escape. That guy, obviously, probably not going to make it. We've got your number, Ivan. And actually, the positioning of this trench was perfect for retreating enemy units. As you can see, we have a perfect view of retreating enemy units there. So we can just fire away at them as they're running away. This is a war of annihilation, so we don't want to miss any shots at all. Nice. Alright, a few more Soviets appearing over there. Looks like a larger group. Wenzel's men have been through a lot already, but they haven't taken any casualties. They've certainly fired at a lot of distant shapes, distant targets, but so far I don't think they've actually been hit at all. Now I hear some of our mortars firing. That is a good sign, and look at that. What do you know? A whole lot more of enemies than we expected sort of materializing here in this zone. The attack is not over. I'm amazed. They're keeping it up. Are they brave or foolish? Let us know in the comments below. What would you do if you were the Russians in this particular battle? I think I might wait, as the Russian player, wait for tank support. Or at least some artillery support to soften up the front line here. Look at that, guys. Larger group. Just want to make sure that we are spotting all of the enemies there. Would have been nice if we moved our trenches just a little bit closer to the front. Sort of in this position. It would have been a lot easier to see the enemy advancing, but of course once they get to about here, we see them anyway. Let me make sure these guys are actually aimed towards the enemy. A few advancing there on the left. We got to be careful. I think our Martyr has things under control, though. There's no machine gun on this particular model, but that gun is enough to cause some damage. Targeting the enemy across the river here. Yeah, we might as well take them out. Got some units here defending the bridge. That's their job. Hit anything on that side that you see. Getting awfully close. Move back up here as well. It's one of our commanders. Alright, let's make sure the guns are still firing, etc. Now we've got a big group of Soviets approaching, and a lot of officers. Great time to decimate the officer class. Finish the job Stalin hasn't yet finished. Come on, please say we're firing. Looks like they don't have any targets yet. As soon as they get a target, we're going to get a great batch of enemy casualties here for sure. Nice. You can see the infantry firing as well. And that frontal gun is also ready to fire. Oh, but he's also taking fire. That is not good. This is what I mean about the human wave attacks. Alright, some mortars outgoing. That's what we need, guys. Now we've got a proper Soviet attack on our hands. Fire that gun, boys! We're not yet in a good enough range to even be shot at, so we're kind of waiting for them to break this ridge here. There we go. Some nice explosions already, though. And it looks like just with the existing mortar fire we have, we might be able to force them back. Great shooting there. Keep them under fire, boys. Look at those outgoing mortars, guys. I love it. How do we have a guy named Lester in our army? That's Leicester, maybe. I'm using the English pronunciation. Leicester. Try to hit as many enemies as you can, Leicester. Come on now. Nice. Beautiful hit. And now we really get to actually put our defenses to the test. This is the ultimate test. not the previous attack. That was a weak assault. I'm going to move up just one of these tanks. I know I said I would keep most of them in cover, but I'm just going to push them up here to provide a little more support than he's providing right now. We can't really see anything back here. But of course, I wouldn't dream of moving the infantry out of their trenches. We're going to keep them all in these frontal trenches. I mean, after all, we need them to defend these guns. So they're staying put. Great shots, so I want this guy right here to do the same thing. There's only 2 guys crewing this vehicle, which is pretty efficient, to say the least. That's good enough. That's good enough. Just enough so you can see. And there's no back to this vehicle, so I want to make sure he's facing ahead. Maybe we need to get even closer. I think so, folks. Now I see another burning thing there. Now that could actually be a building from our artillery hitting the city. But I wonder if we just got like 2 vehicle hits and didn't even notice. I don't think so, though. Don't think so. Oh no, don't tell me he's stuck. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go. He finally got himself out. That icy ground is not easy to deal with at all. All right, the lone panzer, you must stop now, my friend. You're very brave, but that's enough. It's insane. Look at how quickly he turned on that thing. We could race in that thing. All right, let's see what damage we've done back here. Another hit, so we keep hitting that area. I'm not sure why. But yeah, we're definitely burning up a building here. So that's what's happening. Just from the artillery strike alone. We've turned this area into something resembling a Mars landing site here. There are just craters everywhere. And look at that. Now, of course, crisscrossing fire. Since we had these units, we pushed these units up to the forest. I think that was absolutely the right move. We should have even moved even more units up here. And we'll make sure they're all turned towards the enemy here. Not all of them are. Focus your fire, folks. In fact, I'm going to move a few of them a little closer. Could almost go for a counterattack here, but I'm not pushing my luck. Definitely not pushing my luck. Look at that. So many Soviets still left, despite us essentially wiping out an entire line all the way across here that just charged forward. Their remnants are lying all over the battlefield here. They've still got more men pressing for the attack. Determined, too. Got their binoculars out, they're firing at us. They think they can actually take this area. Alright, there we go, a lot closer. And now it looks like we're really engaging them with the men on this side. That's good. We want to put as much firepower on them as possible. Really try to suppress these units so they can't fire back at all. Good shooting, man. Now, we are taking more fire on this side than we are in the trenches. That's for sure. Feuer! Careful, Gustav! One of our men just got hit in the arm there. And he's got a machine gun. Oh, mortar fire from the enemy as well, but look at all those officers That's a lot of victory points to eat up. Like Pac-Man. Gotta eat up those grapes. Alright, nice. This unit up here, Kunz's unit, is also firing down on the enemy, so at least we're getting some shots. I think we'll hold here. Let's not push our luck. Already taking a few casualties in this area, so this is good enough. In fact, the smoke may have saved a few of our men's lives there. Let's go with an aggressive attack from the tank. Make the enemy think that we're counterattacking. In fact, if I had an extra infantry unit not in a trench, I would even push on this side. Just kind of probe over here. Alright. Got a few guys back here. If we want to bring them forward, we could. Aktala and the rest of his men. We can kind of get him over here to the edge of the woods where these guys were before. Yeah, let's do it. We're going to fast move them. Looks like additional enemy units moving up on this side. They're actually trying to cross the river here. It's looking pretty brutal. This is where it looks like they might actually come across, and that's why we're sending the rest of our men forward. We can't lose the bridge, so I'm just going to leave the rest of our men there in the woods, just in case they get close. We might need to move them actually into combat. Only time will tell. Oh, there's our tank. He did move forward, after all. Hopefully he's going to be able to contribute here. Oh, he's stuck. So the guys that we pushed over here to the bridge to defend, bad move. We should have kept them in the woods, and we're not going to make the same mistake with this group. So we'll keep these guys here in the woods. We'll turn them towards the enemy at least, so that they know where the enemy is. But I'm not pushing them forward to defend the bridge. It's not worth losing any men over. Way too many men were lost there. Hopefully it'll all come out in the wash, because I think the casualties for the enemy are going to be pretty incredible here too. Nice, our tank is finally shooting, although awfully close to the enemy lines. Go, another shot. Beautiful. He's trying to knock out the officer on the other side of the river there. He may have succeeded. Still see some shots coming from over there, though. Okay, and we retook the bridge, so I guess we had lost the bridge. Once again, we retook it. I don't know for how long, though. And I definitely am not moving forward with any of these entrenched units. We're still dealing with some enemy forces attacking here. I'm not concerned about them making it through, but I really would love to move forward and take the bridge, hold the bridge. Just don't think it's worth it. We've got a nice thing going here, and I intend to keep it that way. That's the kind of machine gun sort of volleys we need. We want to beat the Soviets. I don't see any blood trails. Oh, there we go. Good shooting, boys. Got the feeling that that machine gun was not going to miss. Okay, not good. They're getting awfully close to our tank. Remember, we have an open hatch in the back. Go, go, go. That Russian could fire at us anytime he wants. And he's also stuck. Our tank is stuck. Not good. Not good at all. Rain here. I thought like mud would get us stuck, but right now the ice is getting us stuck. And maybe just the actual build of this armor itself. It's probably not made for these kind of conditions. These are pretty brutal conditions for any bit of armor. This guy can't move. As you can see, he is not going anywhere. I'll try to reverse with him. He's in some trouble for sure. Hopefully we can keep them covered while they try to get themselves out of these situations. You can see that beautiful gun is continuing to fire out at the distance, in the distance it seems, trying to knock down as many Soviets as possible before they even reach the lines. The bravery these men have shown in this fight. It's not always about the riflemen in the front, guys. It's, you know, the supporting, the artillerymen, the guys that call in the airstrikes, etc. They really, the spotters, etc. They really play an integral part in these fights. And this gun, I think, has pretty much kept us alive. Yeah, those guys haven't had to deal with really much of anything yet. And again, we could be more aggressive, push up to the bridge here on the edge where the other guys were, but I don't think we want to do that. Now, it looks like the enemy wants a ceasefire, and I feel like while we hold the actual bridge area, I might want to accept that ceasefire. I don't want to lose that strategic point. I think it's an important one in this battle. Essentially, the enemy took nothing and just lost a bunch of men here. We also get to save face with those tanks that are stuck. They won't be getting those tanks from us. Boy. Yeah. I'll bite. Well, guys, let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Obviously, like, comment, subscribe. Everything helps with this channel. If you really care, you can get a membership here on the channel. I think it's just $5. And absolutely helps me out. And you get a YouTube membership as well. This was definitely the right time to call it quits on this battlefield. We did enough damage here. You know, I don't think the enemy is going to be coming back for more anytime soon. A minor defeat, and let's take a look here at the casualties. So, 18 killed on the enemy side, 77 wounded. I expected a lot more casualties than that, but nonetheless, we kept all of our territory. Unfortunately, not winning the battle, but of course, anybody who's played Mius Front knows that this is pretty common in this game. It doesn't really mean much. I think, by any stretch of the imagination, that was a victory. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Look at that. 60. Look at that. How can it be complete loss? Again, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.